Hi, this is Bonnie with TLC Inspirations, and today we're going to do a couple of bookmarks. The first one is using a freestanding lace embroidery design, and so we've hooped up some water-soluble stabilizer, and we've chosen a little bookworm for our design in our Embrilliance software, and loaded him on our machine and selected our colors that we want to use. So we're all set and ready to go. These are covered in previous videos that I've done, these instructions. So now I'm just letting him stitch out. And there he is. Isn't he cute? So I'm going to cut a loose border around him, leaving, just a half an inch of my stabilizer around. And then I'm going to take him to my kitchen sink and rinse him in some warm water. And my stabilizer is gone, and now let him dry for a few minutes. And then I'm ready to attach a piece of elastic so that we can make a book band. This is just a random piece of elastic that I had laying around, so it's black and it's narrow. You can use whatever width you want or whatever color. I cut it about 15 inches in total length, which should allow, for a book anywhere from about 7 inches to probably 14 inches tall. I'm sewing it by hand because the elastic is pretty narrow, so it's just easier to sew it by hand. So I want to get some good firm stitches in here. Make sure I tack down both raw edges of the elastic. And then I want to knot it securely because we don't want it to pull apart when it stretches over our book. So make sure you get a couple good ending knots so that it's nice and tight. There we go. So that should be good. Then you're going to cut off your threads and get ready to attach our little bookworm to it. So you're going to want to attach him over where the elastic comes together. And you're going to want to select a thread that will blend in with your freestanding lace design, and try to sew it in the thinner areas and areas where it's not going to show. Obviously, if you're using the same thread, it's not going to show much anyway. But there it is when it's all complete. Saves your place in your book. Also holds your opposite page back while you're reading. So he's super cute. I like him. If you prefer just a basic bookmark, you can grab a piece of felt. I chose gray, and I've hooped it without a stabilizer. And then I've gone to my Embroidered software and selected a little design that I like of dragonflies. It's not a pre-made bookmark, but it's a border. And so I'm going to make a bookmark out of it. I'm just going to size it and center it, and then save it as a file. You could also use like your alpha tricks in your Embrilliance and create a word that says believe or fantasy or something like that too, with a lot of the options that you have for that. But I'm just going to use the dragonflies because I think they're pretty cool looking. And once we get it sized here, we'll save it. I'm going to leave it as pretty much the colors that they have, although I'm going to use a silver thread for the little swirlies. So I'm going to save both stitch and working. I'm going to name it something so that I know what it is. I'm just going to call it Dragonfly Bookmark and save it as a PES file. Okay. And hit save. And get ready to make this simple little felt bookmark. They have pre-made ones too. I have a 4x4 hoop, so most of your pre-made ones are for a larger hoop. So there it is in my file, and I'm going to select it, and I'm going to, since I have a Mac computer, I'm going to drag and drop it into my machine file over here to the right, and that will make it show up in my machine, ready to be stitched. Okay, so you can see it started stitching out. We've got our silver threads and our couple of dragonflies, and now it's complete. And I have this big piece of felt, so I need to mark where I want to cut it based on the size that I want it. So I want it about 1 inch above each dragonfly, top and bottom, and I want the whole bookmark about 2 inches wide. So I'm going to find the center of my design, and I'm going to mark it 1 inch on both top and bottom in the center. I'm sorry I drifted out of the camera on the bottom half, but you get the general idea. Top and bottom. And then since I want it 2 inches wide, obviously the inch mark is going to fall right in the center. And I'm going to mark that 1 inch on either side. There's 2 inches across the bottom. I'll do the same on the top, and then I'll connect my side lines from top to bottom. And you can vaguely see my marking there. It's goes around 2 inches across and 6 inches, I believe, in length. Use a rotary cutter if you can to cut it out, because it just cuts more precise and smoother. If you've used one before, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, you soon will, because they're very handy to have. And there's our standard little bookmark. Now I think I want to add a little something on the top and the bottom, so I'm just going to go select a decorative stitch on my machine and run it across both the top and the bottom to finish this, give it a little more finished look. So I picked the little, I don't know, I call it like almost a little flower or asterisk type decorative stitch. I don't know what the technical name for it is, but I'm going to stitch it across both the top and the bottom to just give it a little added touch. Okay. Got our threads, and then you can see they're added a little bit to the top and the bottom. And now we have two cute little bookmarks. Doors are wide open for creativity, so enjoy, and thank you for watching.